Alright, so I'm having to adjust my camera here a little bit because my father just told me he wanted me to place him on my ancestor altar. So this will be different from now on, but that's what he asked. I speak to spirit. That's what I do. See how the viewing is. Viewing's alright. Alright, y'all can still see my board. So I got these magnets up here for my tarot channel, and that's how that's gonna remain, because I don't want to mess with that, or I might mess that up. So what you call it? So first off, I want to apologize. What I apologize about is, while I did make a day 3 start your YouTube channel video, I then went into making my tarot. I told you guys I was tired then, and I felt like I was going to crash. Well, once I got done with my tarot, it was 9 o'clock, and so that was a lot later than I had intended on being on it. And so when I got inside, I just closed everything up, and it's so even though I set everything to upload, apparently it won't upload while it is apparently it won't upload while everything's shut. So I have to keep the YouTube app up, which was a crisis in my life here this whole time, as far as the upload part of YouTube. And if you go through having a YouTube channel, YouTube will experience the upload part of YouTube. I'm not blaming YouTube. I don't think it's their fault. I think it's my internet connection. I think that has to do with just the ability of service that's provided to me here in Alaska. I think that if I lived somewhere like a metropolitan area or whatever, I'm pretty sure I'd hit upload and it go beep. And so I don't think it has anything to do with YouTube. So no hating on that. But nonetheless, though, I apologize, because you guys can't view the content if I don't upload it. So that's my bad thing. Apologize, your boy crashed. That's what happened. But so we early morning, day 4. Okay, I say early morning, but I've already been out here. I did my wake and bake, and I edited my previous video, my tarot video, for upload right now. So right after this one comes out, that one will be right after. It's an hour and something long, and like I had said, it allows me to target the audience, right? Instead of roping a rope around the whole world, now I'm roping a rope around a certain audience, okay? This is the audience I intend to cater to. This is the audience that I'm interested. It's not that I'm not interested in other people. It's just that this is where my niche is. This is what I want to do. I want to talk to God, and I want to bring that to people, and I want to bring tarot to people, and I want to uplift people. That's what drives me. That's what calls me to this. So you may have a different calling, and that's my point. Is that you might have something different that calls you or that drives you. Okay. But nonetheless, though, what I want to point out here is, so we day 4, okay. Don't have any subscribers still. Got a few more views, so thank you. Got a few more views on some of my videos, so that's cool. But like I said, now we haven't even targeted our target audience yet. Okay, so that happens directly after this uploads. Okay. But what we need to understand here is that, so reason why I've been going over with you about the introduction and about the making a statement, and the fact that I feel personally that I don't want to divide up my statement that I made, even though I will later. That way it's more accessible to the populace, so that they can see it in shorter clips, and it'll do that. But I'm gonna do the same thing with my tarot videos. So whereas in my personal videos, my spiritual experiences, they broke down to 17 videos, but then I broke those specific 17 videos down into everything that premieres every 6 hours, to include the full-fledged video. Do you get me? So that's got me covered up until the 26th, but the 26th midnight and 6 a.m. are 2 videos that come out that are age restricted, because they actually show marijuana in them. And again, like I said, no hating on YouTube. Very happy I can actually produce the content. I tell people what it is that I'm doing. That way they know what to look at and what to look for. It's a recipe. They ain't nothing bad in it. And so anyways, I show you guys how to mix the marijuana together to create fat burning marijuana in a mixture. And so you ain't adding nothing bad to it, nothing like that. You just mixing cigar tobacco with it. And I go over that. YouTube has been amazing and cool enough to allow me to produce that on here. So thank you, YouTube, and thank you, the viewer. But now, but so we already got all that out of the way. Now the second thing, the next thing to do is to see, I got all these premieres coming up, right? But if you watch my videos, so like I said, I got 17 personal videos, okay, that I broke down. So if you watch my videos, what I actually ended up doing is I premiered them in shuffle. That way the viewer, and I'm sure it's confusing to the viewer, but that's, and I'm not trying to be no certain way, that's okay. Because the reason why that's okay is because then the viewer isn't getting fed the same content or is constantly seeing something new. Do you understand? And then later on, when the full-fledged video comes out, then they can click that all together in their mind if they choose to, okay? But it allows for a shorter amount of time, right? Because you're getting across one point, and it allows a person to only apply their attention span, you know what I mean, to a smaller video as opposed to something like, oh, you know, who has 2 hours, you know what I mean? Now, however, though, since those were big statement videos that I released, I wanted to release them in full first. That way people could get the full statement. Same thing with my tarot. My tarot, I pray before and after I do my tarot. I want my tarot viewers to be able to see that there's a calling in of spirit, and there's a process that happens here and so on, right? But I'm not going to bother since my tarot viewership is what it is, the target audience I'm going for. I'm not going to bother them with little tiny clips. I'm going to give them the full-fledged thing out front. Okay, do you understand? So that requires more on my part. That requires me to come out here and do a tarot reading. Okay, I don't want to say anything I'm not going to do, but I really I enjoy tarot. So I really want to release a tarot video each day, just one. That's all I gotta do. But one tarot video a day, that would be epic. Okay, and then after I release that full-fledged tarot video, after I build myself up a stock of them, okay, then I can break those tarot videos down into clips of the individual cards or the individual statements in that video. Do you understand? And then from there, we can turn those small clips into inspirational videos that don't even involve tarot or even the seeing of my own face. That's another step for us to get into later. So I'm saying we got processes here. We got things we're doing, and we're targeting multiple audiences. But first, our first target audience is, what did you come on YouTube for, right? Who were you trying to talk to? In my case, I know it's tarot. In your case, it is blah blah blah, whatever, ... fill in the blank. Okay, my point is that, so I have my content set so that I'm releasing a video every 6 hours up to the 26th. The last 2 videos the whole world ain't gonna be able to see, because the whole world ain't, you know, above 18 or 18 above, whatever. That's fine. I let you guys know what it is. It's fine. So I need to try to fill in those gaps with things, or with the 12 a.m. and the 6 a.m. with something that can come out that the whole world can see, which is an explanation video, which will be my next thing that I work on before I do my next tarot video. Do you understand? So I'm still filling in, like I said, we're 2-footing it, right? Okay, so we don't get burned out. Okay, so my next video to do is explaining what it is to release and what it is to surrender, relax, and have faith. Okay, and that's a full-fledged video, okay, that can be broke down into parts first, so that the viewer gets to understand what's being said before they get the whole shebang put in front of them. Do you understand? So I offer you a full-fledged dinner plate, but first I give you the appetizers, okay? That way you can start to formulate before everything gets put together, because I like to do big statements, but I like to do big statements that have multiple points, and you know, I go down rabbit holes and so on and what forth. So when it's all said and done, the person's actually able to digest the girth of the 2-hour video if they choose to, but nonetheless they've still learned the things to formulate it, so that even if they choose not to watch a 2-hour video, they got enough of it to where they're like, hey, I'm pretty sure I know what that's about, right? I'm always going to make sure there's a little bit of content, a little bit of something here and there that's in the video that ain't produced in the shorts. That way, there's still a point in watching the main video, and that, you know. But nonetheless, though, my tarot videos, like I said, we're going to release the full video because this is my target audience. We're going to release the full video first and then break it down into little sections later. Whereas my explanation videos or my describing on like how to have faith and these things, this still puts the rope around the majority or the community that is faith-based. Do you understand? And that's a big community. So I'm still targeting my tarot community as far as appealing to them, okay? But since I know that the rope that I'm tying around what community or what viewership is a big rope, okay, then I know that in that case, my best thing to do is, and I want to explain this to you real fast, my best thing to do is to break that content down into little bitty segments. And the reason for that is because since I know that I'm putting a rope around a bigger viewership audience, I know that my little bitty segments will have individual titles, and depending on what that individual resonates with or has going on in their mind or what kind of lifestyle they live, they may or may not click on this video or may not resonate with this part, this small section of that large video versus somebody else who will click on this one and not theirs. Do you see what I'm saying? So ultimately, you're still getting to the people that you want to get through. You're just penetrating into a larger community. Do you understand? So it serves me to put the small videos up first as opposed to the large videos, since I'm going to a larger community, as opposed to putting the large video up first as opposed to the small video, because I'm going to a target community, if that makes any sense to you. Now, our next step from there is to so I'm saying, and I had a thing pop up earlier saying that, well, so you've launched your Patreon account, so I have a Patreon, and the name Bippity Boop is on there. The thing about it is they say you've launched your Patreon account now, and so what do you do next? And so I know I need to put a membership together, and I know they give me a little small link that I can put in the description box and all that stuff. I'm not doing that yet, okay? Whenever I do that, whenever I will take a link and I can put it in every one of the description boxes of every one of the videos that I've already produced and every one of the videos that have yet to come out, if you feel me, okay? So that will be able to be advertised there. The first thing we want to make sure that we focus on before we get on any other tracks, right, is we want to take this thing one step at a time. So who are you as a YouTuber? You are your content, and like I say, my apology for not uploading my content. Your community can't view your stuff if you don't upload it, okay? Now, I come to an answer about that, and the answer about that is that my iPad has the ability for me to set it up for it to do split screen. And so since I have to keep YouTube up going in my face, I can't have it in the background. It has to be in the face, because if it's in the background, it won't upload. YouTube says, well, if you don't think we're important enough, we don't think you're important enough, and that's fine. That's cool. I understand YouTube has a lot of things to serve, okay? So I want to try split screen and keep that half up for the upload and see if it'll upload while I'm busy doing things on this side, because in all honesty, the upload speed of YouTube is not keeping up with the amount of work that I'm prepared and ready and willing to put in. So I'm gonna upload these things first before I do anything, and then I'm gonna try that split screen thing. And when I do my day 4 check-ins, this is early morning, but this is actually an apology for me not hitting the upload button and making sure that it stays up uploading even while I'm sleeping. But I want to see if I can do that and see if that solves that problem. I'll let you guys know in my day 4 check-in later on today before I go to bed. But like I say, as it stands right now, day 4, early morning, wake and bake. I ain't even got my teeth in, right? What you call it? I edited my tarot video for me to put up. What you call it? But my next step, like I say, is to do an explanation video, which on my end will take me like an hour or whatever. But then after editing and everything, that'll take longer. Reason I'm saying this to you is because if there's any of you that are interested in starting a YouTube channel that have relationships, this is going to be a thing. You're going to have to deal with this, and that's this right here, and it's important. And it's not anybody else's fault. It's your own fault. You decided to have a YouTube channel, but also if you have a relationship, okay, you have to make sure that you cater to that relationship too. You need to take time for that. And I want to take just a second real fast to take time for that real fast too, because there's something that I've realized that if my processes are moving fast, and that's all it is. It's not neglect to my wife or anything like that. It just I brought them up, but I haven't taken the time to fully address it. So I want to take the time to say that in your own process and in your own journey of you creating a YouTube channel and you putting forth your ideas and such as that, not only have you had people that you ran into occasionally that you talked things out with and whatnot, or friends or whatever, but you've also had family, and you've also had people who are in your corner, who are ready to go to bat for you, that have been there every step of the way. And I want to take the time to acknowledge mine. I want to thank, I'll use their first names, and I'll say, I want to thank Ashley, Jody, and Ken for being my bestest friends. They're my family. They're the only family I got. And each and every day and moment and precious second I spend with you is forever ingrained in my heart, and it will forever mean the world to me. You guys uplifted me from what would have ended up being a body in the gutter somewhere to helping me become a real person. I know it's a process I did on my own, and I had to. It's my path to walk. I hope I don't burden you guys or overweight you guys with any of my crap, but I want to take the time to say thank you, and I love you all, and I would have never got here without y'all. Thank you, so for what it's worth. Okay, a little round of applause for you guys. Thank you very much. I love y'all. And reason I say that is this is going to take me like an hour or so to do the explanation video, but then it'll take me longer to do the tarot video. And I want to make sure I try to put up a tarot video, like I say, daily if I can. If I can't, I'd do it over 2 days. And that might be what it is, because my tarot videos are going to be 108 cards. That's why I'm not moving the magnets behind me. It's because that's 108 magnets. They have to be in the place that they're at. Anyway. But what I want to tell you guys is that no matter what you guys are doing in life, no matter what you got going on, no matter what your project is today, no matter what it is that you find important that's going on with you right now, I want you to realize that if you haven't been taking time for your relationships, or if you haven't been if you've been seeing more of the screen than you have of your personal relationships, that's okay. There's no judgment, and there's no finger pointing and no blame in here. You see my hands are folded. But I would encourage you to, even if it's not today, to start putting together an idea of how you're going to spend more time with your relationships, because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. When people die, you'll come to find that no matter how much you begrudged them, and no matter how many things you had going on with them, or how many fights or arguments or any of that, none of that matters once they're dead. Okay, once they're dead, the only thing that you end up remembering after a period of time, after you processed and went through the grieving, is just the good memories, the love that you shared. That's all that matters, right? Or you choose not to think of that person. It's either that or the other. It's one or the other. Either you choose not to think of that person, or you only hold on to the good, loving memories that when they come back up. You know, trauma can be there, trauma can come up, but the main ones that will hit play randomly while you're driving down the road or while you're doing whatever, they'll be the good ones. And so it's important that you spend the time, that you take the time to spend time with your family and create those good memories so that you can leave love behind in this world, sweetheart. All right? So I love y'all. I'll catch you on the next one. And I'm sorry I didn't hit the upload. Laters.